Okay, so this is a bit different. This is the first part of an Abjurer Barb playthrough. What is an Abjurer Barb? It's pretty simple. It's a different kind of summoner Barb that depends on the Abjurer to do most of the work. This one was also requested by Darth Seraph Gaming, and furthermore, this one was invented by Ariel on the forum. I started in Act 3 because obviously the Abjurer cannot be used until Act 3. So anyway, what do I have for gear? Well, Disian's Legion, Jaton's Kaimon, and mainly this, because this gives enhanced stance radius. Someone's at my door, I'm sorry. And, I don't know what else to say. Basically, the way I'm dealing with lightning immunes right now, because he's mostly a lightning caster, is for me to actually attack. I realize that's not the point of the Abjurer Barb, but you know, I don't have the end game gear that Ariel had in his building of one. But anyway, I'm using Bear Stance because it grants the party defense, and I have this for enhanced stance radius because this wasn't demonstrated when I did the throwing barb, but the stances only affect you unless you have enhanced stance radius. So I'm gonna actually be fighting along with the Abjurer once I yeah, well, for now. And yes, I realize that is not what the original Abjurer Barb does. But once again, I don't have anything else. I don't have the gear necessary for Ariel's version. Also, this one is obviously can be played a little bit earlier in the game, so figured this one was interesting enough to do. So anyway, my skills. Protector Spirits, they're pretty strong actually. Shamanic Trance, this used to be one of the level 90 skills of the Barbarian, but now it's replaced the old Greater Manifestations power. And obviously Bear Stance. Using Iron Spiral and Storm Blast as my main attacks. Iron Spiral used to require 2 swords. Now it only requires a sword. So I may, once I get to okay, I'm not even resummoning those. The bad things about the Barbarian Spirits is that they are essentially lull summons, so they don't actually move unless you use Spirit Walk, which teleports. It's like Pounce. It doesn't do any damage, but it is kind of like Pounce in that it teleports you to a target location. Like right there. And the bad thing about the Abjurer is that it has no way of dealing with lightning immunes on its own. And we all know that the mercenaries in Diablo 2 have weird coding. And I don't just mean Median, I just mean Diablo 2 in general. I did actually look on the documents, and these guys, the Abjurer Barb actually, The Abjurer Mercenary actually does get Singularity, but Singularity is not that useful of a skill, so that isn't really that helpful. Now, once I get later on in the game, I might re-roll a rare or magical set of gloves and or amulet. Wait, did I say rare or magical? I meant to say magical. But anyway, until I got Devouring Cloud. Now, one thing Shamanic Trance did not do in XVI was give strength factor, I guess, to energy or I guess to spell damage. Unless it's to weapon damage, I'm not sure. And I'm about dead. Good. Obviously his skills there are Supernova, Banish, and Forked Lightning. Luckily he's quite strong. And once mercenaries hit level 90, I think I might have explained this in the Throwing Assassin playthrough. The Throwing Assassin had the Act 5 mercenary. But anyway, mercenaries get level 90 skills too. And these bad boys get none other than Super Beast. Now, Super Beast I used with the Lazy Den playthrough. And it enhanced spell damage by a ton. So, for anyone asks, this is actually a twinked build because it requires a mercenary and can't be played straight away. So I twinked a little bit. I didn't just give myself all sorts of SUs though. I just gave myself a little bit of a head start. So I still need resistances, which I will get eventually. And as you can see, I have like no attack rating, but that seems to be fine for Iron Spiral, because Iron Spiral still seems to hit regardless of attack rating. Now it could just be me not remembering right, but I feel like this does a lot more damage than it did before. Okay, there's his Singularity. But he doesn't use it that much, so I'm not going to rely on that too much. And waypoint. And keep Shamanic Trance active at all times. The more points you have into strength, the more you want to, or the more effective your minions become. Now the mercenary gets a ton of energy, along with energy factor for spell damage for his spells. Plus he also has the Warp Armor passive that I maxed in the Melee Sorceress playthrough. So right now his defense is already 12,000 with a tier 1 shield and a tier 3 belt. So that's really good. And that's and that's without Bear Stance helping him out. Okay, you get the hell out of here. So the skill plan is as follows. And yes, I looked at Ariel's video and memorized it. Max Shamanic Trance, Protector Spirit, Bear Stance. He has no points in these because he has Hive. But since I don't have that, I'm gonna take a slightly different approach. Oh god, oh god! Damn it. Okay. So here's the problem. Where the fuck is it? Okay. So here's a problem in that, guaranteed this mercenary is gonna be really stupid. I don't know why this is the case. But yes, it's a vanilla D2 coding problem. I do wish that could have been fixed. What, and now everything's dead? Okay, well so far it doesn't seem too bad. But I know for a fact that that was definitely a problem in the Throwing Assassin playthrough. And yeah, I'm definitely not going into Visgen. Now I should have... Now theoretically the minimum level for a build like... for this build would be level 100 when I get Hurricane rune word, which gives the elemental totem, which I've never actually used before. My guess is it just gives you a bunch of spell damage. That'd be my guess, anyway. Get out of here. I'm glad that Forked Lightning seems to one-hit kill everything, not immune to lightning. Yeah, I need more dexterity eventually. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. So this one here, I'm not gonna classify this as a proper playthrough. It's just, I kind of view this as an experimental one, just to sort of play with it a little bit and see what I can do with it. Because now I'm only considering my character's full playthroughs if I start from level 1 and actually do it untwinked, and this one is not untwinked, so, or if it's a build that literally requires this, you know, such and such end game item. If it literally requires that, and I don't mean a crafted modifier, you know what I mean? Like, if it literally requires, say, Natasha's Legacy for some reason, then no, it's not going to be a full playthrough from like start to finish. It'll just be like bits and pieces here and there. And oh shit, you can't kill those. And obviously Stormblast won't help, because Stormblast is also all lightning damage. So, at any rate, let's see, where might it be? Okay, up there, so, I will say, it seems like the mercenary knows when to activate Singularity. And once again, all points available into strength for Shamanic Trance bonuses, and on top of Shamanic Trance bonuses, I do more damage. And hey, Spear, how about that? Come on, Glooper. There we go. And leftovers should go into Defender Spirits. I'm going to not put any points in anything right now until I hit level 36. And I'll unlock a new max level. And I like how my my spirits actually do more damage than I do, because I haven't upgraded shit properly yet. Plus, I don't even have full gear. Now, Manglers, you're immune to cold, right? Yeah, you're immune to cold, so the mercenary can deal with you. I could use some healing potions here. Jesus, I'm taking a lot of damage. Also, I forgot to mention that the protector spirits will eventually cast Bloodlust, which obviously is the innate skill of the Amazon, and that's definitely helpful for either a full summoner build, which this kind of is, or for just just one that uses summons at all. Sorry, my commentary really isn't good today, I realize that. But I'm not feeling the best. And I do kind of want to play with this a little bit, because this is an interesting idea. Oh, wrong one. I do hate having to constantly resummon these damn things, because they don't move on their own. I mean, I do realize that's what Spirit Walk is for, and when you do Ubers, especially level Ubers, that won't be a concern. Also, I notice my life is draining. Do I have open wounds applied to me? I think I do. I like how that's like the only unchanged enemy from Vanilla D2 that they left in, or at least in this area. So, sewer stairs. Come on, rise out of the water, unless you're already dead. Alright. I only died once, surprisingly. I do wish I could Spirit Walk. Just use Spirit Walk and just teleport. But that would kind of cheapen out the game, I guess. So anyway, for mercenary gear, I have this because lightning spell damage, this because of lightning spell damage, this because of lightning spell damage, and FCR. This also gives us FCR. Now, like everything in the game, the mercenary has breakpoints for cast rate and hit recovery and such. I know Super Beast's hit recovery is god-awful. Now, Spirit Walk does have a cooldown that decreases whenever you put hard points into the Spirit Tree. it gives a passive stance bonus, but I think that's also improved with soft points on top of hard points, so there's literally no reason to invest more than a single point. So now, Shamanic Trance, I think, used to give an additional summon per every hard point in the skill, but now it only gives one extra minion per 7 hard points, and I don't think it gave weapon damage either. I know in 2017 1.0 it gave a huge amount of enhanced weapon damage, to the point where they nerfed the skill again because it was just too strong. And it made the game unbalanced. Hi, Khalim's Flail. I need you to finish off the quest. Okay, so first segment in this sort of playthrough, and I'm already smashing the compelling orb. And obviously I'm going to get Mark of the Wild axes when they become available, because I can cast that on other units. Unless I can't cast it on the mercenary. I actually don't know offhand. I never use a mercenary because gold is hard to come by in this game, in the median, compared to a vanilla D2. And on top of that, well, harder. Unless you just sell items, of course. But mainly because there's not really a need for a mercenary. Like, the Act 2 mercenary in the vanilla D2 is fucking incredible. Whether you used a Holy Freeze or Might mercenary, it was awesome. This one, the mercenaries aren't as useful as that was, because that was an integral part of a build. But don't get me wrong, I mean, this one's still obviously going to be really good. But it wasn't like... It's not like... Well, it's just not as good as they were in vanilla D2, and in my opinion. Yeah, it is unfortunate though that the Abjurer doesn't really use anything that can counter its main immunity. Like, I think it's the Blood Mage. Anyway, that one uses Punisher and I believe Flame Front as its 2 attacks. Also, even more helpful, Gift of Inner Fire, which it gives Inner Fire, which fully restores a target. Alright, come on. I also have points in Delatus just to give myself flat life and minion... Or not minion stats. Bonus attack rating. Because I do need that right now. And luckily this map roll isn't so bad. For Mephisto running, which I will still at least try and do that, or I'll at least do that legitimately. And before anyone asks, I've mentioned about making a caster build. This does not count as a caster build. since I'm not the one doing any sort of casting here. Oh boy, heretics. Let's see. Are you gonna go down easily? My guess is no. Even if I do switch the build around and use Devouring Cloud, this still will not count as the caster build that I've chosen. Oh god, I'm badly poisoned. Alright, I'm gonna put some into dexterity just to have some damn attack rating. This is... yeah, because that's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, 36%. It's pretty good, I gotta say. Now, will the Abjurer die in one hit to Mephisto's spells? For some reason, I'm guessing yes. Or maybe he can kill Mephisto quickly. Okay, good. Actually, okay, he actually did. Very good. And what level are you? Oh, good, you can wear this. Okay, and that obviously for all enemy resistances. Okay, so, that is the end of this, experimental build. This one won't be updated regularly, so don't look for this to be a series. So anyway, I guess next time in this series would be level challenge 1 already. See you then.